Hello there. So I gotta ask, are you as heartbroken as I am? Because, man, that Clone Wars series finale, am I right? So as you all know, I love Star Wars, but I never really got into the Clone Wars series. I saw the movie in 2004 and thought it wasn't for me. It was more of a kid's thing. So I let it go by, and then as soon as it ended, my brother kept bullying me to watch all of it so that he would have somebody to talk about it with. And oh my god, I am so mad I didn't watch it before. I mean, granted, the first season isn't the best, but it really hits a stride and it becomes so good. Dave Filoni, you're my new favorite person. But while I was watching these 7 seasons of Star Wars filler, I realized that the Clone Wars is actually a really good example of a storytelling technique that Alfred Hitchcock popularized almost 40 years ago. What is that technique, and how did the Clone Wars use it? Well, to find out, why don't you hit that like, smash that subscribe, and stay tuned to find out. Also, warning, we're gonna spoil Clone Wars. It ended. I'm sorry. Go watch it. It's so good. Oh my god, I love it so much. Go watch it, come back, watch the video, because we're gonna spoil everything, especially the finale. So Alfred Hitchcock is known as the master of suspense because most of his movies have this sense of tension that is just baked into the fabric of the story. And he actually boils it down to this simple quote.
The element of suspense is giving an audience information. Now, you and I are sitting here. Suddenly a bomb goes off. Up we go, blown to smithereens. What have the audience had watching this scene? 5 or 10 seconds of shock. Now, we do the scene over again. But we tell the audience there's a bomb underneath this table and it's going to go off in 5 minutes. Now, this innocuous conversation about football becomes very potent. They say, don't talk about football, there's a bomb under there. That's what they want to tell us. Then their anxieties will be as long as that clock ticks away.
And this is called Alfred Hitchcock's bomb theory. Basically, there are 2 ways that you can present the same scene, one for surprise and one for suspense. Surprise is really just a jolt of excitement, but then it fades pretty quickly. Think about like a jump scare.
Jump scare!
It's really quick, and then it's basically gone. But the other way is with suspense, which is when you show the audience that something really horribly dreadful is gonna happen, and you make them wait and wait and wait for it to finally happen.
Yeah, or like when your mom says you're gonna have to talk to your dad.
Oh.
Like, you know?
This is also known as dramatic irony, which is when the audience knows something that the characters don't. And you all know where I'm going with this. The entire Clone Wars show is building up to its own ticking time bomb, which is the most gut-wrenching part of the prequels, Order 66. And since the creators knew this going in, they made Order 66 even worse by making characters that are insanely likable. The most charming moments in the show are usually with the clones. Their jokes and their conversations with each other, as well as the way that they interact with the Jedi, makes them feel so much more human than they did in the prequels. Honestly, they have a little bit more character than a lot of people in the prequels, if you know what I'm saying.
Some may say they have more character than disliking sand.
Yeah, there we go.
And it gets everywhere.
The clones are really our point of view characters for the entire story. We follow them through their training and all their hardships, and they're really the way that we see the entire Clone Wars. And it makes it so much more painful when they turn on everybody and become these mindless killing machines. They lose all the humanity we've seen throughout the show and become these ice-cold killers during this tragic event. And it becomes so much worse during season 6 where you see Tup and his brain start to deteriorate and their root programming and how they're all just gonna turn into this mindless it's just, oh my god. Ugh. I didn't know I'd care so much about stupid cartoon characters, coming from the guy that loves Sonic the Hedgehog. And this method of suspense and building up to a tragic event is so effective that another movie used it way back in 1997 and became one of the highest grossing movies of all time, that movie of course being the Titanic. And when you hear Titanic, you might already start thinking about people drowning in a giant iceberg and a ship snapping in half and sinking into the ocean. But the movie draws you in with this enchanting love story between Wolf of Wall Street and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind over here.
Eternal Wolf Street.
Eternal Wolf Street of the Spotless Brain. So by the midpoint of the movie, you might have forgotten about this horrible, horrible event that's eventually gonna happen. So when that big old iceberg shows up, you're rooting for these characters to survive when that's not very likely. So while the ship starts sinking, you might start wondering, did everyone die on the Titanic? Will Jack make it out alive? I mean, Rose made it out. And what does any of this have to do with this heart of the ocean diamond? And the Clone Wars makes us feel something similar about 3 characters that we've seen throughout the show that we really have grown attached to, which are Ahsoka, Rex, and Darth Maul. So while events of Episode 3 are happening in the background, and Order 66 is getting closer and closer, you're on the edge of your seat and you're wondering, does Order 66 apply to every Jedi? Will Ahsoka get gunned down? I mean, she's technically not a Jedi anymore. Will Maul get gunned down? He's definitely not a Jedi. And what's gonna happen to Rex? I mean, he has the chip in his head, but can he fight it? And even if he does, is he gonna abandon all of the clones that he's been training with? Or abandon the Jedi that are his friends? So now it's even more tense as we're getting closer and closer to Order 66, because we have all these questions floating in our head, and all the writers have to do is slowly answer each one of them to make an interesting and satisfying ending. And those gosh dang writers, Dave Filoni, I'm talking to you right now, because you twisted the knife when all the clones turn on Ahsoka when they've just painted their helmets to look like her out of respect. It's just so tragic and excellent and awful and beautiful, and I love you and I hate you all at once. Whew. So the next time you're writing a story or watching something you enjoy, consider what's making you feel so tense, and how does your knowledge of a ticking bomb or dramatic irony change your perception of the story. But anyway, what'd you think of the Clone Wars finale? Was it a satisfying ending to 12 years and 7 seasons of a show? Or am I overthinking a cartoon show made for kids? Let me know in the comments below. And give this video a like or dislike based on how you feel, and subscribe for more. That's it for me, and as a true clone once said, good soldiers follow orders. 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 Good soldiers follow orders.